Good afternoon, fine people of wherever you're from. Welcome back to Maverick Baking and welcome back to another chocolate review. Today, folks, it's a little special. It's a little early or even pre-season special, a little sneaky peek, a wee preview for all of those of you who are already thinking a bit too much about Christmas. Folks, we're talking about our first Christmas chocolate of the year. And I'm eager. I am keen. Today we are talking about a new bar from Ritter Sport. We're talking about their new White Speculoos. At least I believe that's how we English-speaking heathens pronounce it. Basically, think those wee spice biscuits that you see around Christmas time. There isn't gingerbread, not quite as violent and aggressive. I'm excited. Let's get into it. We can expect white chocolate with a cocoa-flavoured filling, refined with winter spices and a spiced butter biscuit. Of course, we expect nothing other than the very square Ritter Sport chocolate bar shape. It's the whole point. That's their whole thing. There is an immediate spiced smell in amongst all of that buttery, vanilla-y white chocolate. Okay, despite the fact it was in the fridge, it's decided to break a very interesting angle, so we'll go with that. You can see in there we have, mostly visible is the layer of biscuit, and there's a kind of cocoa-y cream around the edges and kind of in the raised parts of the bar. It smells delicious. Let's get into it. Creamy, sweet, spicy. We're getting all of those notes here. Principally, we're talking white chocolate, cinnamon, cardamom. The kind of cocoa cream, I have to say, a little bit redundant, kind of lost in amongst everything else, but does offer a contrast in terms of texture. We have the white chocolate, which when it's kind of, mass market white chocolate such as this, even if you were to put it in the freezer, pretty much, it never really gets fully solid because it's essentially just sugar and oil made to kind of have a chocolate texture. So very creamy, very easily melts in the mouth. That kind of cream filling in there may as well be vanilla, may as well be orange, may as well be anything because it doesn't taste like cocoa. Don't really know why they had to do that. I don't know if they wanted to do it for a color contrast, but it really does get lost. And then you have that spiced biscuit in there. Imagine some kind of love child between a Lotus Biscoff biscuit and a kind of gentle German gingerbread. It's crunchy, you're getting a couple of spices, but not the kind that floods your whole mouth and is actively, warming, which would also have been delicious. And I have to say, despite the fact that this is also the case for Ritter Sport's other products, and for people like me who do love something sweet, it's not necessarily a problem. This is sweet. You've got basically nothing to balance out 3 different kinds of saccharine sugariness. If that's the kind of thing you like, fabulous. Typically, anyone who's buying a white chocolate bar, especially a kind of mass market white chocolate bar like this, that's what you expect. You want the milkiness, you want the creaminess, you want the sugar. And this is delivering on all of those while adding, as it says it's going to do, that touch of kind of Christmassiness to it. I would quite willingly smash the whole bar. I think a lot of people would find it a bit overwhelming in terms of the creaminess, the milkiness, the stodge that kind of texture has until you have the biscuit to balance out somewhat, and the fact that it's bloody sweet. Perhaps a criticism could be, I don't know how many people are buying bars of chocolate around Christmas time. Typically when you think of Christmas chocolate, you think of the shading stuff, the novelty shaped stuff. Maybe that's why they're doing it. Maybe they're trying to break into a market that hasn't already been conquered. But I have to say, I've definitely had worse. I've definitely had worse from the same brand, even this year. So while it is a lot, it's doing what it says it's gonna do. That is white chocolate with a cocoa cream, and a spiced biscuit. It's tasty. It's certainly inviting me to eat some more. And even if it's what some people would consider heavy, I'd give that a solid 4 out of 5. If you're someone who's into milk chocolate, if you're someone who's into darker chocolate, this may be one for you to miss because even that cocoa cream isn't really delivering on the cocoa content, but that's tasty. Kids are gonna love that. White chocolate lovers are gonna love that. Biscuit lovers are gonna love that. I would pick this up again, personally speaking. If you guys have tried it, do let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this just a gimmick? Is it a few years too late on the whole speculoos kind of trend that we were all losing our minds for in 2017? Or is it one that you think's worth kind of sticking around at this time of year? Unfortunately though, folks, that is all I have time for today. Thank you so much as always for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you for the next one.